I'm going to transition from marketing onto the sales section here. Do we have any questions so far, Nick, before I transition?
None as of yet. We're good to go.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is, you see, this is the marketing app. So Nick is going to be our salesperson. So I'm going to showcase to you his view. So this is what Nick sees in his system. So you can see it's called sales. And you will see in here that I have made progress on this, but I have all the details that were captured through Sean. So you can see that a phone call was made, and Shawn Michaels is an homeowner. I have his home phone number. I have his mobile phone number. I have his address information, residential. I can add more things in here, but what happens in this case is, like I shared with you, we have scheduled an on-site visit. So if I go on to the next stage in here, which is the develop, the expectation we have is that somebody from our team will go on this on-site visit. It is on Mahmoud's calendar. So he's supposed to go out and he's supposed to do estimates. But before he goes out, I want to just share with you. So on this record, we know that Shawn Michaels lives in 406 West Street. And I'll just open it up to show you his complete address. So he is in Delaware, and this is the zip code for this location. So we have the address captured based on the phone call that was made. And then if we go into our timeline again, you see that there's a visit that is scheduled as well. The next thing that happens is that Nick is just waiting for Mahmoud to go out and do the visit and do the estimation. So like I said, I have the field activity being handled right now by through the videos that I have created. So I'm going to show you how Mahmoud uses our mobile app to go and conduct this on-site visit and do the estimation. So this is where the process starts. You can see that Mahmoud can see that there's an on-site visit and estimate. So he sees it on his iPad app. And I'm going to play this video here. So based on this, he's just going to click on create estimate because he is on site there. And you can see that there's an integration. So right now it picks up that it is the roof install Shawn Michaels project. He's going to quickly select the site that he's visiting because there could be multiple houses that Shawn Michaels has. So he sets the site, he says the service type. If Shawn Michaels wants, he can put in, Mahmoud wants, he can put in some comments. So project description is saying it's the roof repair / installation. Your iPad keyboard will pop up and you can just type it right in there. When he is done, he's just going to click on this next button and he's going to go to the next screen. So it's a flow, right? And this is where the estimation starts. And you can see in here that we have all types of estimations. But what I'm going to do is a very simple roofing estimate. So we are going to do wood shingles. It's 5,000 square feet. And you can see the price is $4 per square feet. So I add that and you can see it became into remove. I could quickly, as an estimator, go into equipment that I need. I'm not going to do that for the sake of this. Then I go to labor. And in here, I just say, okay, I'll be using a skilled laborer for this. And I'm just going to use this one. And I'll go into say I need 200 hours for this. And I just click on add. So I've added my material, I've added my labor. If I wanted, I could have added a service. I could also bring in a subcontractor in here. Plus I have miscellaneous charges like mobile, truck, drive, all that stuff. But with that, for now, I say, okay, this is good. I have 2 items and I click next. And then I want to take some photos. And Mahmoud is very hardworking. He is taking photos at night and doing the site visit at night. So I'm going to keep this photo here. I'll click on this keep photo and you see that the photos are being taken. So I'll just take up to 3 photos here. This is the second one. I say keep photo. It's very easy. Just click on add photo button. And then you take a photo by just tabbing onto your iPad. And then if you like the photo, you keep it. I like these 3 photographs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on next here. And now it is showing me a summary of what I have done. I have these 3 photos. I have these 2 products. And I have, based on the pricing, 34,000 as the total estimate. And I hit this create button. As soon as I hit the create button, what's happening is that it is creating an estimate for me. Now this estimate is being created in the backend for Nick as well to review, and a document will be generated as well that I can send over as part of this as well. So let's give it a second here.
And Ty, while we wait for this, we did have a question come in that I attempted to answer, but maybe you can shed more light. The question is, how do you log incoming calls that were not from a marketing campaign?
Yeah. So the piece that I showed you was the marketing module. So if it's coming in through marketing module, you have the email. If an incoming call comes in through telephony integration, as soon as a call comes in, we have three kind of flows that we have in there. If it's a match based on the phone number, it pops open that record if that record is in your system. If it's a match with multiple, because you could have duplicates in your system, then it pops open all of them and it asks you which one are you talking to. So let's say if I have two Shawn Michaels, I might say on the call, hey, are you in Delaware or are you in San Diego? And based on that, I'll be able to pick the right one. And then third flow is that the first call is the first time you're receiving a phone call. So right from that phone call, you will be able to click a button that says create an appointment. And you will be able to then leverage that scheduler that I was showing you to schedule that meeting and have your estimator go on site. If it is a call for a service request like a repair, and I'll show that towards the end of this demo, then you can have your dispatcher, you can create a work order right from the phone call as well, based on the incident type. Let's say it's a chimney leak or it's a roof repair. You click a button, just one click, you'll be able to create a work order, and then your dispatcher can assign it to one of your field folks who can go out there. And I'll show that to you in a demo as well. So I hope I answered that question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So here I am. The process that we have here is that I want to send this back to Nick rather than to the customer for him to sign. You could have a process where you're sending it to the customer and the customer is signing it. It's the flow. You can configure it in BUILDFitters. What I want to do is I want to send it back to Nick, who is my primary salesperson on this. And I want him to validate my estimate and my proposal before he sends it to the customer. So I just put myself and Nick in here. And I just hit generate so that a proposal could be generated. So you can see a proposal is generated on the right. And I'm putting in a quick message for Nick. I'm saying that this is the estimate that I have produced based on my visit here. Please review it. And then Nick can send it back to Shawn Michaels, because Nick is the sales rep who had the call with Shawn Michaels that I'll be sending my estimator out. And I'll show you how we have that again automated through DocuSign for electronic signatures. But as soon as I'm done typing here, I click the send button and my estimate will be sent out based on that. So just bear with me for a second. So excuse me for this autocorrect. It changed DocuSign to focusing, but what I'm asking is send it to him through DocuSign if you like it. So I'm going to click on the send button here. And as soon as I click on the send button, an email will be sent out for him to review. And then that is kind of the end of my estimator being on site. And that was my demo number one. I want to show you a few things. So this is the email that Nick receives. So you can see this is the estimate for Sean's roof for your approval, Nick. Send it to him through focusing. It was an autocorrect if you like it. And I have a proposal in here. But I don't want to show you this proposal in here, although you saw that it was generated on a single click. It just said generate and a proposal was generated. What I want to show you is what does Nick see back in the office. If I bring in that one screen in here where we were on the sales side. So first of all, Nick can see the photos that Mahmoud took as he was estimating. So these were the three photos that were taken on the app, but I can see it on the back end as well. So nice and easy. But the other thing that happened was that a bid was generated. So you see 34,000, if you recall, in Mahmoud's estimation app, he had 34,000. But Nick also sees the cost. So he sees that based on the labor and the material, it's 23,192, which is the cost for this. So he sees that as well. Plus what Nick sees is he sees this proposal that was generated. So if I open this based on the email that Nick has received, on a single click, a nicely formatted templatized proposal gets generated that is ready for Nick to review. And if he likes it, he can send it to Shawn Michaels for electronic signature. So Nick can come in here and Nick can review it. And this is like a templatized, you can change it. But one thing that I want to highlight here is you will see that again, 14,000 plus 20,000. So those of you who are good at math can see that it is 34,000. Others can think of it as magic, but it looks nice, right? Everything is in there in the proposal. Then you have scope of work. coming in here, your inclusions are here, your exclusions are here. Now, where is this information coming from? This is all templatized in our system. So when I went to the details, I said that this is roofing. So you have a scope of work, inclusions, exclusions. So Nick, as a back-end sales rep, validates everything. He says, okay, the estimate was completed, and this is a new facility, and he goes to the next stage. Now he has to decide whether he's good to propose it to this customer, or if he wants to do review something or have a call with them, or whatever he wants to do here. But for the sake of this, I'm going to just say that proposal has been generated and Nick wants to send it out. Now, Nick doesn't have to open up his email, send it out. All he needs to do is he says send with DocuSign. And as soon as he says get signature, DocuSign window will open up. It asks, okay, which document? I'm saying Shawn Michaels' proposal. I say this one, open DocuSign, and it is going to open up DocuSign. It will upload this document in there. It will create the whole envelope. Shawn Michaels' email, which is Hotmail email that I'm using for this, is going to be up there as well. And then the whole thing is ready to be sent out through this process. So it takes a little bit of a time because it is doing all the things integrated so that they don't need to be done manually. But you will see that as this DocuSign opens up, that proposal is already in there. Shawn Michaels is already in here. All Nick needs to do is to click next, and he can just put in the signature block and just send it out. So this is how simple we have made the whole estimation and sales process. Now, obviously, we're going to go with the assumption that we sent it, Shawn Michaels signed it. Now, as soon as Shawn Michaels signs it, it automatically moves from propose to close. So I don't have to click this next stage button, but because I don't want to show you the whole process of sending it and signing it, I'll just say, okay, I go to the next stage. And that completes our sales process. Now we have the contract signed and we are ready to go into pre-production where we can start discussing about who is going to provide me what shingles.